Hey everyone! Today, we're going to dive into something really powerful, an ancient idea actually, that's all about finding a little bit of calm in this, well, chaotic and uncertain world we all live in.
So let me just ask you something right off the bat. Do you ever just worry? About things you can't control? That feeling of anxiety when you're trying to manage every little outcome, or that exhaustion from stressing about what's coming next. Yeah, we pour so much energy into wanting things to go just right, and then we get so frustrated when they don't. But what if there's a different way to approach it all?
Well, there is. And look, this isn't some new life hack you'll see on social media. This is some serious, timeless wisdom. I'm talking thousands of years old. We're going to dig into this ancient secret, and you'll see it's just as powerful today as it was for the old Stoic philosophers.
So check this out. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, he wrote, "I have bound up my choice to act with the will of God. What God doesn't will, I do not wish for." Whoa! I know, right? At first, that sounds kind of like just giving up, like you're just supposed to roll over and let things happen. But it's something way more profound and empowering than that.
So what does it really mean to bind your will? It's not about not trying or not caring. No way. It's about consciously choosing to line up what you want with what's actually happening. It's like saying to yourself, okay, I'm going to do everything I possibly can, and then, whatever happens, I'm going to want that to happen. It seems like a small change in thinking, but believe me, it is a massive shift.
And this really lays out the two choices we have, right? You've got our usual struggle, fighting reality, wishing things were different. And we all know where that leads. Frustration, anxiety, the works. But then there's the Stoic path, embracing what's real, wanting what will be. And that's the fast track to peace and becoming more resilient.
Okay, so to prove this isn't just some abstract philosophical idea, let's look at a real-world example. I'm talking about one of the most high-stakes moments in modern history, and how this exact way of thinking became a leader's single greatest strength.
So I want you to just imagine this for a second. It's the night before D-Day, the largest invasion in history. The fate of the entire free world is basically resting on the shoulders of one guy, General Dwight D. Eisenhower. Can you even imagine that kind of pressure? It's just unbelievable. Hundreds of thousands of lives hanging in the balance.
And look, he had done the work. Him and his team, they planned this thing for years. Every single detail was checked. Every possible what-if scenario was thought through. The troops were ready. I mean, literally everything that was humanly possible to do, they had done it.
But this is where it gets really interesting. After all that work, all that planning, Eisenhower wrote something pretty incredible in a letter. He said, "The answer is in the lap of the gods." He knew. He recognized that after everything they had done, the final result was, well, it was out of his hands.
And this next part, this really shows you where his head was at. He wasn't just crossing his fingers and hoping for the best. No, he had fully accepted that it could all go wrong. He actually had a second letter already written and ready to go, taking full responsibility if the invasion was a complete disaster. Think about that. He had already made peace with the absolute worst possible outcome.
And that right there, that was his secret weapon. It wasn't arrogance, it wasn't just blind optimism. It was humility, real, deep humility. The wisdom to know that no matter how hard you work or how much you plan, the final outcome belongs to something bigger than you. Call it fate, luck, God, whatever you want. And in that acceptance, that's where he found the calm he needed to lead.
Okay, so how do we take this and actually use it in our own lives? Well, the lesson from both Epictetus the philosopher and Eisenhower the general, it's exactly the same. It's all about focusing on what you can actually control, your effort, and not obsessing over the final outcome.
Let's just break it down, make it super simple. What's in your control? Well, your preparation, your effort, and how you react to things. That's pretty much it. And what's not in your control? Almost everything else. The weather, what other people do, the final score, the final outcome. All our anxiety comes from wasting our energy trying to control that second list.
So what's the game plan? It's really a simple three-step process. First, prepare like crazy. Do everything in your power. Give it your absolute all. Second, you have to acknowledge what you can't control. The stuff that's in the lap of the gods. And finally, and this is the most important part, you embrace what comes. Whatever the outcome, good or bad, you accept it with grace. That right there is freedom. This really changes what our goal is. We think the goal is to control the future, to bend it to our will. But the real goal, the better goal, is to become so strong on the inside that you're unbreakable, no matter what the future decides to throw at you. So look, if you only remember one thing from all this, make it this simple phrase: do your best and accept the rest. That's it. Pour everything you have into the effort, and then you have to let go. That is the path to peace.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. What are you worrying about right now? Like today? Is it a project, a tough conversation, something coming up in the future? Ask yourself, have you done your best? If the answer is yes, then what outcome are you willing to let go of and just place in the lap of the gods?